My name's Daniel Palm, and I went to Northern Arizona University. Graduated with a degree in history and a minor in Chinese language. It was called Beijing Second Foreign Language University.
I'm Jessica Hellman, and I'm an elementary ed major. Limerick, Ireland. I went to the University of Limerick. It was about 4 or 5 months. I knew that I always wanted to go study abroad, and then I went to an Ireland specific meeting, and they told us all about where we could go and how much it would cost and what you'd do once you got there. So I stayed in a dorm, and it was intermixed between international students and Irish students, so I actually had 3 Irish roommates.
I found out because I came to NAU to learn Chinese, and then they didn't offer Chinese at that time, and so I asked them what I should do, and they said I should go over to China. So then I just decided to go to China and learn Chinese.
Usually every semester there's like 3 or 4 students that'll go with you to the same school. It's just how it usually ends up working out. But I went by myself, and I didn't know anybody, and I'm a pretty independent person, but that even stretched my limits. It was kind of crazy going into an entirely new country, learning some pretty crazy customs, because you think they'd be so similar to us, because hey, they speak English, I speak English, you know, you'd think it'd be the same, but no. It's a very new process, but I think it was a good experience.
The first week, like I said, was difficult, but after that it was wonderful. I maybe had one day where I had a little culture shock. But when I came back, it was really bad. Because you get used to a cheaper system of money, you get used to a certain way of living, which is quite comfortable, but at the same time, very different. And just when you're getting adjusted, you come back, and you don't really always feel like adjusting a second time. You've already a third time. You've already adjusted a second time. So that becomes some of the difficulty because you are looking for your identity again back here.
They're very open and honest about how they feel and what they think about you and who they think you are, and they expect you to be the exact same way. And it was a little tough getting used to, but then everybody got used to it. Like, you're the American, and they want to know like why you are the way you are and why your country's the way you are. So you have a lot of explaining to do, I guess. And that was a little bit cultural difference, that they're so upfront, like especially in America. It's like sometimes we're not so politically open.
There's a lot of things that they do in Asian culture which they put more emphasis on different areas than we do. Things about how to treat your family, about how important family are. Probably about friends too, about how important friendships are, and how to treat a friend, how to treat a good friend.
The best part of my trip, probably just being in such close proximity to everything else, that you got to go everywhere. Like, I went to London and Paris and Amsterdam and all over Ireland, northern, and then different cities around me too. And it was just nice that everything was so close, you could kind of go everywhere. You know, it is pretty, besides the whole, you know, how they sound and everything, they're pretty much just the same as us. But she said, watch out, like what words you say, because some of them they don't mean the same to them as they mean to us. And I was like, okay, so I was a little weary talking at the beginning, but then I just kind of made it into a joke and started asking like all my Irish roommates or the kids I had classes with like what words were. Sometimes I would accidentally say a word and they'd be like, what did you just call me? I'm like, I just said you were cute. They're like, that means like cheeky bad word. And I was like, oh, well, from where I come from, it just means you're cute.
Basically affected the rest of my life because, you know, when I went there and found out what it was like to be in another country and to be in a different place with different people who spoke a different language, it opened my eyes to stuff I would never have experienced here in the U.S. The place that I really enjoyed the most was with the minority people. But the reason why was because, you know, in the city, a lot of culture from outside is influencing the city. But when you get out into the rural areas, where they're rice farmers or things like this, you wake up in the morning and there's fires going, and you're in the second story of this house, you know, this little wooden house, and you just kind of wandered around, explored nature, but you were like just dropping into such an ancient culture that was still kind of in some ways underdeveloped, what we would consider underdeveloped.
I would tell them to pack light and have a good time. Because I packed entirely too much. But no, just stop by the international office, get lots of information, ask lots of questions, do lots of research, and start saving your pennies.
No matter where you can go somewhere, but if you can go to a place that the culture is different than yours, that's even better, because there's so much they can teach you. You know, don't get in over your head, and always make sure you prepare yourself for what you're doing and you know what you're doing, and don't expect too much out of it. Just go ready to learn.
Like, you always think about it and like, wow, that'd be really cool to go live somewhere else, but it was really cool to go live somewhere else.